All right, guys, today we're going to continue with Justice from DC Comics, issue number 7 from 2006 by Alex Ross, Jim Krueger, and Doug Braithwaite. I believe that's how you say it. Hawkman on the cover, also by Alex Ross. Without further ado, because it's been a while, we're going to continue. So the search for Aquaman is still on, and it seems that Martian Manhunter John Johns is working together with Satana, and they possibly have his signature. So he turns into a woman, and then he walks to this building, and then turns into smoke, and then they are inside. But Martian Manhunter thinks this is not a rescue operation because he thinks that Aquaman is actually dead, and that's probably is the case because Brainiac, cut into his brain. So, yeah, as you can see here. And Satana says, if we weren't still alive, wouldn't the fish still be directing us to this place? Perhaps the creatures simply obeyed the last wish of their king. And, he feels for him. All right, so they find him, and, this does not really look good for Aquaman. Meanwhile, the operation of Brainiac and Lex Luthor are still going on, and he's still bloody from that operation. And he basically blames Luthor, for failing to kill the Justice League, right? So he says, well, I'm going to now continue and take over. So he orders Grodd to get into action, and he says, they are waiting my signal. And Luthor says, Brainiac signal. You didn't find what you wanted from Aquaman, did you, Brainiac? That's why you're here as a hologram. Okay. But then Grodd uses his mental powers to do something. And everybody he is tried to contact or, visualize, like Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, they say, I'm worried about Superman. It's not like him to be here, right? And also the Shazam family. And Sarah, Billy said he'd call if he needed us. Sometimes I just get tired of waiting for something to happen. Well, the thunderbolts and lightning is on the background. And so he's, using his mind control to maybe plant some seeds into the brains. I believe this is Roy, or not Roy, but Barry. Not Barry, but oh my God, Kid Flash. And Robin. Well, I'm forgetting their names. Dick Grayson and why am I forgetting Kid Flash's name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But we see Solomon Grundy. All right, I wonder what that means. Then we go to Diana's plane because she had a fight with Batman, and she's being contacted by Magnus and his robot man, right? And so Red Tornado says that they have been betrayed by the Batman. And she says, I know, but Batman is in a plane in the back. And he says, don't say anything about me, Wonder Woman. Not a word. And she doesn't. Everything I ever thought and learned about all of you has been exposed. We all been compromised. And so they are here at the Arctic, and they here at, Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Only someone who trusting would leave the key out for all the neighbors to see. Well, Superman did this deliberately because the key is made of some kind of a substance that only he can, carry. He's the only one that can do it, apparently. That's why he does it. But I always like this throwback to yesteryear, with the key that shaped as an arrow. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we go back to Hawkman and Hawk Girl, or Hawk Woman, beating the crap out of, Brainiac's robots. And he has some kind of a thing, a bomb. And Shariara says, what are you doing? What I always do. Win. I like this cocky behavior. So he throws the head aside, and they are, moving out of the museum very, very quick. Well, things are exploding, and they are bashing through the wall, just to escape death just in time. And man, that's Alex Ross, man. There's so much going on. We see all these Brainiac robots and things going on, and he's grabbing Shayera, going to this building, and all these robots exploding. So cool, right? But But I can imagine that if people reading or looking at these pages, like maybe it's a little bit overload when it comes to visuals, because Alex Ross can, when it comes to colors and detail, his detail is amazing. It's out of this world. And yeah, his coloring is stunning. And then he is picking something from the air, and it's worms. Meanwhile, we have Shazam and Superman here, and Barry is in trouble. He has the worms in him, in his body, and he is compelled to run around the Earth until he dies. Now, this is a nice throwback to the Crisis, the first Crisis. If you look closely, you see that Barry's costume doesn't fit him well anymore because he's burning up. He's burning so much calories that he's losing muscle and becoming, I believe, older. Now, if I remember correctly, he destroyed some kind of a machine from the Anti-Monitor and therefore saving the universe, but it cost him his life. He basically ran to death. And this is a little bit maybe a throwback or maybe a showcase of his powers if you are running too long and too fast without food or sustenance, because that's what he needs. He's burning himself out. So Superman says, hey, we have a plan, but only Shazam or Captain Marvel can do that, because Superman says, hey, I raced against the Flash many times, but he always had the feeling that he let me win. And that was before his metabolism was eating him alive. I could watch him disappear in the west and arrive at the east at the same breath. But you, Bill, you have the speed of Mercury. A god can outrun the fastest man alive. Maybe you can stop him without doing what you're planning. Just grab onto him. All right, so he's doing, the best he can. He's using the power of the gods, and he's gaining. I like this burst, right? And then he is almost close, and you see that he's very skinny. And he says, Superman, I hope you're ready for both of us. So he's saying the magic words, Shazam. And the lightning bolt strikes. He turns into Billy Batson, and Barry is bouncing all over, over the sea. Superman grabs him, and he says Shazam again, and then you see the lightning bolt striking. And then he's becoming Shazam again, or Captain Marvel. Not sure what's his name here right now is. Anyway, so he says, do you have any money on you? Billy has maybe $10. Why? Barry has to eat. And there's an all-you-can-eat buffet about 50 miles from here. It's $5.99. I hate asking, but my wallet got burned up when you threw me into the sun. These guys are so strong, man. Like it's a Sunday. Oh, yeah, you just throw me in the sun and nothing happens. All right. It's going to be kind of unfair to the buffet, isn't it? And ads. Meanwhile, we see a lot of destruction, and Mantis here, or Black Mantis, is now fighting Aqualad in Atlanta as well. Solomon Grundy grabbed Robin and Kid Flash. I believe it's Kid Flash. I'm not entirely sure. And then we go to Hal Jordan, and he's breaking up with his girlfriend. And she says, again, and we have this conversation for 1,000 times, she says. He says, I know, Caroline, I do, and I wish for once it could go differently, that I could hold on to you, but I can't. Yet I want you to know, even if it's just like this, I agree with you. Being fearless means not being afraid of anything, of losing anything or anyone. Being courageous has its own limitations. Fearlessness casts a shadow all its own. I am so centered. He looks at himself. Because he has, he's in his ring. His body's disintegrated as far as I know. And because he's in this void. And he says, I'm going to die alone. And the ring says, no, that's a negative. What do you mean, ring? Are you trying to tell me to keep a positive view of life? Your essence has been converting into an electrical impulse that has been stored within the ring. You are now energy, and so you cannot die alone. You cannot die. Then convert me back to human form. Let me die in space. He says negative. That would be contradicts primary programming. Must safeguard Green Lantern. The proper expression, Green Lantern, is that you will now live forever alone. Oh man, that's not good. Meanwhile, in the what's this? It's not the rock of, yeah, it's the rock of eternity. Yeah, okay, I got that. So Mary Marvel and it's not Billy but Freddie, and they're talking about that she doesn't believe that Billy is dead because she has that feeling because of magic, right? Like the original wizard that gave him this power. That's how magic is. I mean, magic words shouldn't really work, should they? Makes you wonder about the power of any word or any speaker. Mary, did you hear me? And yeah, we know this face. It's none other than Black Adam, and look how towering tall he is. Looks creepy, strong, and, well, very dangerous. Say the word, boy. Say your magic word, and she dies. All right. And then we go to the Arctic, where the rest of the Justice League and, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Magnus and his robots, the Hawks. And Barry noticed the scars on Diana, and he says, I look away as fast as I can, but it's not fast enough. She says, Cheetah scars are nothing, Barry. Somehow our enemies discovered who we are and struck at us through our secret identities. They know who we are. But if they know who I am, don't they also know who I'm married to? Don't they know all about our friends and families? Of course they do, says Shazam, says Captain Marvel. If you race to save Iris now, they take control of you the same way they did Batman. Nice reflection of the key, So Superman opens his fortress and he says, welcome to the Fortress of Solitude. Looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. So cool. I always like it then when all these people are looking at, wow, what's this? I've never been here. Except for, Bruce and Diana. I also like that they use their the original designs of his parents, with the headband and this, sun of Krypton, I guess. I believe that's the symbol. I'm not entirely sure. I like that. And then we go back to the Martian Manhunter and Satana. So it seems that they gave the body of Aquaman to the surgeon called, Professor Calder. He's the leader of the Doom Patrol. And he says, there's nothing I can do. And don't misunderstand me. There is nothing I needed to do for Aquaman. So he says, excuse me? So long story short, it seems that Brainiac was searching something in the brain of Aquaman. And there's a lot of dead animals with the same procedure, right? And Aquaman has the telepathic ability to control the speak animals, correct? What if whoever did this was comparing Aquaman's mind to that of an animal's to find something not so much similar as complementary? Draught, they say. Did he, assuming it's a he, succeed? Where would he look next if he did not? The hole doesn't seem as large anymore. Did you replace some of the tissue? What did you do? He says, I did do nothing. He also says that Aquaman is bitten through the years by 4 or 5 sharks. And I had a tank prepared. I think it will accelerate the healing. Clifford, bring Aquaman's body. Did you say healing? Aquaman's powers is they basically are admiring Aquaman because of his powers, because he's human, but he's basically amphibian. And he's healing himself. Are we talking about the transformation power of suffering primates, Aquaman's healing, or something else right now? Even a part of his brain that removed has grown back. Cut a lizard's tail off and it will grow back. Yes, his cell will regenerate. He grow back anything that's lost. He really is a man of untapped potential. Extraordinary. So he opens his eyes and he says, Mera. Okay, and then we go back to Atlantis where, Aqualad is, searching for Mera. And says, God, what is it? It was Black Manta. I think he took Aquaman. Manta? Is he here? I barely escaped. I don't know if he can get through Atlantis' defenses alone. How are we going to help my husband? We're not. And he punches her. You need it, little one. And he grabs the baby and he gives it to Mantis. I can tell you how happy this is going to make Brainiac. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen to the baby? And that's that's the last issue. I mean, the last page of this issue. So we're gonna continue the series. I personally like it a lot. I like the danger that's representing through all this. You know, there's a lot of high stakes going on. You know, people are really in danger. I said that before with this comic. I mean, I really dislike comic books where the danger is just surface level and not really danger, and all the stupid jokes they are making in comic books nowadays, because it's taking away from the danger, from the the threat that the superheroes are facing. This is really showcasing how evil the bad guys are, and I like that a lot. Okay, we have some bios here if you want to pause the video and read about Hawkman. You can do that. Also with Toyman, he has some different designs through the years, and yeah, that's it, guys. We're gonna continue, like I said before. Hope you liked the video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.